Happy Sunday, happy brunch, happy icky rainy day, dreary and sad outside. Ooh, it is not a fun day out there. And we here in Maryland are supposed to, well, I guess in the DMV area, we're supposed to get a big old storm Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like inches of snow. But that's what they say now. We were supposed to get a bunch of snow and ice and stuff before, and we ended up not getting anything. So who knows? I mean, weathermen. They don't know whether it will or whether it won't. That's kind of the deal. I am going to probably be working on adding, not probably, I'm going to be working on adding the borders to, I don't know if you guys can see it over here, but to my Neon Nights wall hanging so I can get this done. I'm still waiting on the black batting to get here, but gotta put the borders on it anyway, so. I'm going to use the stripology roller. I've got like a spare piece of fabric that I cut off the larger bolt. So I'm just going to trim it down to border size. Hopefully not show too much of the sneaker. Swap pattern that I was working on. There we go. Do a little bit of move around. Not going to be on all that long today. Been dealing with some insomnia, and I am exhausted. Like, I didn't go to sleep until 4 o'clock in the morning this morning, so that'll tell you. I'm dealing with some insomnia, but I started talking about it, and I'm already yawning because of it. Good morning! How are you doing? I'm gonna pull this up on my phone too so I can see the chat. Sometimes on the screen it doesn't show up when I go just live right from YouTube. It shows up, but it goes by so fast that I don't catch it on that screen, but I'll catch it on my phone. Good morning, Shelly. Hey there. Melissa runs with quilts. Ooh, I like that you have a cool name. Kristen and Terry. Yeah, insomnia is no fun. I'm hoping that it's a short stint this go around. I battle it every once in a while, usually when my brain's running too much. Well, I think it's probably true of everybody when they've just got like so much that they're thinking about. And it gets your brain all in a twitter. Good morning, Crystal. Oh, how are the shores of the Chesapeake Bay? Is everybody experiencing weather this morning, or are some folks lucky enough to not have dreary, yucky weather today? I mean, it's winter, so I can't really complain. It's to be expected, right? All right. All right, all right. Just making some strips for the border. And now I'm thinking, what size border do I want? I know what I put in the pattern, but I don't know if I want to do that for this little wall hanging. Oh, Melissa's saying swear by moon brew at night. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Crystal, is windy and rainy there at the Chesapeake Bay. Really windy in Florida, Shelley says. Oh, and Terry's having snow in Missouri. Oh boy. So I am working on, I'm deciding what size border I want to just trim out the Neon Nights wall hanging. So I'm just going to add a border because I want this inside to be like floating inside the border and not use the binding to finish it off. I want it to be kind of floating. So I'm going to cut the border strips, and I'm thinking I might just want a nice little tiny border. So might just cut 2-inch strips for the border. I might do that. And I think I already have, just from the scraps, I think, yeah, I already have a 2-inch one. So, all right, that's what I'm going to do. Mission solved. I'm going to do Oh, thank you, Shelly. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, and Melissa. It's all right. We'll have many more snow days. Not many more snow days, hopefully, but many more so days. All right. So if we're gonna do a 2-inch. 2-inch, 2-inch. I'm going to trim here. I'm just using my Stripology Mini. If you don't have one of these, I really, really like them. They make trimming really pretty, or cutting strips really fast. If I'm not going to break out my AccuQuilt, where I have the electric one where it cuts strips, if I'm not going to break that out because that takes up a lot of room, I will break it out when I'm like cutting quilt from the beginning and getting all the pieces done. Love my AccuQuilt. But if I'm just at the end and I've decided to do something different, like I'm doing right now, I have both sizes of the Stripology ruler, and it's a really like hard plastic, which is good, and it's got these little like strip, like open strips where you run your rotary cutter through, and depending on what side you're cutting from, you can cut 1/2 inches or 1/4 inches. So I really like this. The mini one travels really well. The large one is great, but it doesn't travel as well. But the mini one travels well. It hangs up behind me here really easily. So it's an easy tool to pull down and use. Obviously, you can just use your ruler. That's especially when you're just doing some borders on just a wall hanging. You don't have to have a special tool for that. You just use your ruler. But I have it, so I'm going to use it. Hey, Kelly, how are you doing? As more friends are coming in, I want to remind everybody that that they have channels of their own. Please don't forget to do #selfie so that Nightbot will create a link for people to go check out your site too and subscribe. I was watching some other YouTubers talking about folks aren't subscribing as much anymore because the YouTube for you page, like your landing page, is the algorithm is so in tune, it's so good that people actually don't even subscribe as much anymore because the things they want to see are showing up on their page so consistently that they're not hitting subscribe because they're seeing what they want to see. So I want to throw that out there. If you're a friend with a channel, definitely put hashtag selfie. And if you are enjoying the people that you're watching, please be sure to double check to make sure that you have subscribe down, because it really helps the folks out a lot, the creators a lot. And I hadn't realized that uh, people not subscribing had become a thing. Well, probably because I'm absolutely wretched about reminding people to subscribe. I've just never really thought about it. Good morning. Oh, because of the Sunday mornings. Yeah. Yeah, which is why I really enjoy being able to have the replay. Gives the opportunity for everybody, no matter what you got going on, to come back and watch. If there wasn't replays, I wouldn't be able to watch half the people that I that I do watch, because I rarely catch anything live. I'm so bad. Well, I'm also involved in about 70 billion other things. Okay. I think I need to change my blade. Pretty sure I need to change my blade. Let's see if I can flip it around. Yeah, I definitely need to change my blade. It is not cooperating. Plus, I don't think the angle I'm doing that in is a very good one. But all good. Let's do that. And I think I'm going to have to finish the trimming this way. What has everybody been up to this weekend? It's already the end of the weekend. Boo hiss. Not ready to go back to work tomorrow. You gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, I had such a good time last week up in New York. Let me see if I missed anything. Oh, Melissa has the fabric picked out for Neon Nights. Exciting. It was a fun one to do. It was super quick too, which is selfishly, I think that makes a great pattern because I like it to be fast. Doing so much FPP, intricate FPP, it's nice to have like a quick, straightforward one to just like go. Oh, Kelly, yeah, they really did. They went through and just removed subscribers out of nowhere, which is always fun. But I know that I definitely had, like, you know, they're not spammy. I don't know what they are, but where they're trying to, like, they subscribe to you and they're like, oh, we can really help you grow your channel and blah blah blah, but like they don't know you. And they uh they've subscribed to you solely to try to get you to hire them, which, you know, for someone like me, where I just don't, I'm not taking the time to be so, I don't know, dedicated to a YouTube channel. I don't need somebody to come in and try to help me set it up. So getting rid of those guys subscribe to me, I'm here for. I'm fine with that. Take those people off my channel. I'm good. Ooh, I wanted to show this off. This is going to be, so I was supposed to teach a class. Was it last Saturday? I think it was last. No. I was in New York last Saturday. The Saturday before, I was supposed to teach a class, and it got called for weather, so we're rescheduling. But yeah, Kelly says I do my channel for the fun. Yeah, I'm not looking to pay anybody to do anything to make it anything else. But this is the pattern and what we were going to be doing in my class. I did a little seam ripper. There's 1,000,003 seam rippers out there, patterns to do a seam ripper. I know, but it's a cute and easy pattern to do, easy to teach newbies. This was like based on having folks who have never done FPP before, and then turning it into a pillow with an envelope opening. So, this was the class, and we'll have to reschedule. I had a larger size that I did, but for the class we were doing this 14-inch size. So I did another one with, this is African fabrics, African batiks from the New York Beauties that I was doing. And then I'd gotten metallic fabric from I'm pretty sure I got it from So Yeah in some bundle or something. So this is actually like silvery fabric, where the silver is like all the way through the fabric. It's not a coating, so you didn't have to worry about like with Kona Sheen, you have to worry about ironing it on the backside. This is silvery all the way through, so didn't have to worry about it. And then yeah, it makes a cute little throw pillow for my seat. So I'm excited to reschedule and teach this. I have it in the beginner, which is just the seam ripper like this. And then I have it where you can add the word sew on the bottom or the top, wherever you want to put it. Or shoot, you could do it this way and add sew to make it a little bit more of an advanced, because you're putting together lots of tiny pieces to put letters together, to make it more advanced, add sew to it. But I thought this was cute, and I really like the African batiks. I love that fabric. So this will be out in pattern world. I just want to do my class first, get it rescheduled, and give them the opportunity to work on it and everything before I put the pattern out there. But there is a local sewist. She's actually a seamstress. She teaches a lot of beginner classes on how to sew clothes, repair your clothes, make your clothes fit either smaller or bigger. Um, does a lot of that. So she's a sewist, she's a seamstress, and she has her own studio here in Frederick County. And she wanted to broaden the offerings and opened up classes to. There is an indigenous woman who is teaching beading, which I freaking love. And I want to take one of those classes. She's got a person who does t-shirt quilts, and I don't do t-shirt quilts, so I was like, cool, I'm gonna go and see that too. Uh, Knitting and crocheting. So she's bringing in like a lot of friends, and she doesn't do FPP. She's never done FPP and didn't have anybody who was teaching FPP. So that's why I was brought in to help do that. So it was gonna be exciting and fun to do that, like actually locally with people right from this area. But then the weather, and I feel bad for her. Her name's her company is That's So Hillary, so SEW, like, well, not instead of like so instead of so. um, but she had to cancel a lot of classes because of the weather this year. So I feel bad for her, but she's going to start getting all of them rescheduled and back on her calendar. So we'll be able to do that again once the weather starts cooperating. I saw she posted this morning that they're actually able to have a class this morning. There had been some talk about it icing, but it didn't end up icing, so that's pretty good. Yeah, the weather's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Hey, Marianne, how are you doing? All right, I'm gonna get this one last strip cut, and then we'll put these together. I'm not sure. Maybe it'll go all the way around. I'm not really sure. I kind of, especially for a project this size, and it might not be the best way. And if you guys have another way to do it, awesome. So freaking cool. I love that there are so many different ways to do the hobby that we love the best, and whatever works for you. But I do my borders much like I do my binding, where I just sew all the strips together, and when I get to the end, I trim it, and then I go, I continue on the other side. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be putting all these little strips together from my leftover fabric from the project itself, and then do the binding. I'm most excited to not waste, so I'd be using like the leftovers that I'd already cut, rather than going back into the I was going to call it a skein. I've had knitting on my mind, but back onto the bolt to get the rest of, like, more fabric to do the border. I'm good with just going with the straps. Oh, one of the cats moved and it freaked my dog out. She was not having that. I was doing some rearranging. Please tell me I'm not the only one that does that this happens to. I was doing some rearranging in my own bedroom. I have a bunch of shelves up that has a bunch of fabric, because that's originally where I was doing all of my sewing, and was doing some rearranging and found a ton of projects and like kits and things that I haven't even touched. And I think I'm going to do one of those as a Sunday brunch sew where I think I'm gonna make a sweatshirt. I still watch him. I've gotten horrible about watching anything religiously, but I used to watch him religiously. This kid, sorry, I call everybody a kid now. I'm becoming my grandmother. This gentleman, this young man, called Glory Allen, and I used to watch him all the time because I really love watching the British Sewing Bee, and so I was watching people who were making their own clothes, and he has his own patterns and everything, and I'd gotten a couple of his kits, and one of them is a sweatshirt, a hoodie, and so I have that kit. Like I have the pattern printed from a large print to cut out the fabric for clothing. I've done all of that. I got the fabric from him. I just need to sew it. So I think I'm gonna make that a series where I make myself a hoodie. Though I think I got the fabric for my son, so I may be making my son a hoodie. But yeah, I think I might do that. I found so much stuff. I found a t-shirt kit from him, a hoodie kit from him. I found so much stuff. It was rather shocking. I found a bunch of kits from Stephanie Stebbings. Stashin' with Stephanie was her channel. I had done a monthly subscription with her at one time and got a bunch of kits, and I found all of her kits that I haven't touched. Oh, Kelly says it just started snowing. Yep, her temperature dropped just enough to go from rain to snow. Oh, Shelly, a Zoom class for the little pillow form. Yeah, I think that would be a great idea and fun. I really like doing the Zoom classes. So yeah, I think we could definitely do that. An opportunity for more folks to get to do it too, which I think is exciting. And you could do the larger one that I did, the first test without having a pattern written. I was just putting pieces together to make sure that I could make it, with hand drawn on the back of it. I ended up doing that, like, I think it was 20 inches. I think I made that a 20, maybe an 18 inch. And I think I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna do the word sew under it, and I think I'm gonna finish that up and then hang it back here, because I think that'll be fun. Change it up in the back. It's the right size, so I think that'll be a good way. And then I could have it hanging up when I do the Zoom class. All right, Kelly, have a good time having breakfast. Yum. Good morning, Letitia. I am always so challenged. Oh, I don't think that's right. No. Whenever I'm putting strips together with solids, I'm always so challenged about, am I doing this the right way? When the fabric's, when there's a right side to the fabric, no issues whatsoever. When it's a solid, and I'm trying to figure out like, do I put the seams up to sew the next thing together, or do I put seams down? It always takes me a little bit to determine how it's gonna work. I think I got it though. I think we're good. I'm a mess, y'all. And the fact that, I'm dealing with the insomnia action. Is not helping my brain cells. But what are you gonna do? Oh, I meant to bring down the black thread too. See if I have it down here already. Oh, phone's too far away. Can't see what everybody's saying. Prop it right here. Yeah, Shelly, I think it'd be fun. And you're right, it is always more fun to sew together. Be able to chitty chat. And it's really a quick sew. Like this piece right here, you can see the seam for sure where the whole thing comes together. Like this is one big old piece. So it's only like 4 pieces or 4 different units or sections to put together. So it's not a difficult sew. Even though you're doing a little ball right there, it's an easy one to walk through. So I think it would be a really good, like, Zoom class, especially with how many folks we have here in our community who are starting to get more and more comfortable with FPP. I think this would be a super fast one to do. You can get a pillow form from Amazon. Joann's is going out of business. You can get a pillow form from Joann's. Our Frederick Joann is closing, which is sad. But also, if you like going to thrift stores and you bring a tape measure, you can find pillows, like regular, they're, toss pillows. And with the envelope opening, you can put this over top of any pillow that's the right size, and get them super cheap from a thrift store, and then you can just switch out your covers. Make a bunch of different kinds of cover styles, and your decor can change. I don't remember who first told me about going to the thrift store. To get their things, but I think it was someone who actually did it for their purses that they do. They'd go to the thrift store and get purses that had really cool zippers or really cool buckles, and they would buy the purse from the thrift store with all that really cool stuff on it, and then tear it apart basically and use the hardware for their own purses that they were making. And so obviously it works for the purses, it worked for pillows too. Oh, thanks, Marianne. Yeah, insomnia is no fun. It happens to me fairly regularly, but it goes away pretty easily too, like pretty quickly, to the point where I'm not now. I'm knocking on all kinds of wood. I haven't been overly concerned about it. So keep our fingers crossed that continues. I do have the chewies of the thing that starts with an M. Melatonin? No. Is that what it is? I was gonna say, like, the cancer. I don't remember. It's a something. It puts you to sleep. It's a gummy. Isn't melatonin skin color? Oh, my brain is still asleep. Oh, lordy dordy. And not malignant. And not melanoma. You guys tell me what it is. What does it start with an M that puts you to sleep? So I have that. So, though, I will have to look to see. Oop, my thread just snapped. It is melatonin. Oh, okay, cool. Yay. Too many root words with mel in it. All right, so let's make sure I got all these going in the right direction. I think I do. Woohoo! Good. Now, again, so this is not binding. This is actually going to be my border, but I had a bunch of these little strips to use. So I just put them all together like a binding strip. And then I'm just going to go down one side, trim it to size, and then go down the other side, trim it to size. And I'll probably have to, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll have to cut some more off of the bolt, but I wanted to use what I had, being conscious of waste. Started really paying attention to how much fabric I'm throwing away as I'm going. I'm not a scrap sewer so much. I don't really like saving things. My life goal is to sew a postage stamp quilt. So if it's something that's an inch, I will save that, because that is the finished size. So it has to be like 1.5 inches square. I'll save that. But if it's like a weird shape, I'm not really good about trimming it to 1.5 inches for a postage stamp. So I'm trying to be a little bit more aware of how much stuff I'm tossing out. And I know, like, you can do things like stuff animal beds. And do I have all the paper out? Yeah. Stuff animal beds and stuff like that. But I don't really make animal beds. So there's that. It's a delicate balance between trying to be eco-conscious and not cluttering your own house on things that you're never going to do. 1.5 inch half square triangles. Woo! I'm saving them. And I have the 10 Sisters, those grids. Other places make those grids, but I just happen to have 10 Sisters. Where you can iron them on, and then you sew the 1/4 inch, and it's, like a backing, like Pellon? Yeah, like the Pellon backings for like t-shirts and stuff like that. It's like that, but it has the grid, and you just put the fabrics on them, you iron them down, you sew the 1/4 inch, and then it's done in much less time than trying to sew 1.5 inch squares together just on your own. Though I guess if I used leaders and enders, I could probably do a bunch of them, but oh, Marianne, that's fun. Yeah, the grid interfacing. There we go. Marianne's working on a project with the local quilt shop to do a zipper pillow. So she has a zipper pillowcase that she's going to fill for dog beds. That's so sweet. I love that. Going to the dog show this past week, it was so much fun. First of all, New York is insane. If you've never been there before, I'm just letting you know. New York is insane. So many people, so much happening all the time. It was so cool. We were on the 21st floor, so we could see like some of the skyline. It was a ton of fun. We were where our hotel room was right outside the train station, which was right next to the Madison Square Garden. So we didn't have to walk all that far if we didn't want to. But we could, even being on the 21st floor, we could open up the window a little bit. Like, it obviously had protection so that you couldn't just fling open the window and toss somebody out. But I loved having the window open and just listening to the madness. It was so many honking horns, so many like sirens, so many people talking. It was incredible. It was a lot to be in the middle of, walking down the streets. Like, we went to this really great dim sum place. We got pizza, we got some taco. We had really good food while we were there. But it was a lot being on the road yourself and being in it when I'm not 100% a people-y person. But being in the hotel room above it all and listening to it was so cool. I really liked feeling the energy and the vibe of it. But yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. Ooh, Marianne says that they get the quilt shop gets free pillow covers from an upholstery company. That's cool. That's a good like whole community project. Yeah, we really had a really good time, and it's inspired me. Lauren has talked about doing this before, and I just kind of, Lauren's my oldest, just kind of, I don't know, wasn't in the headspace where I wanted to do it, but we took the Amtrak train up to New York and took it back down, And it was so fun and so easy. Quick, like 3 hour trip. Totally no worries. Oh, Marianne, no, I love it. Keep talking. Um, it was a really good time, and my sister is currently um like she will buy rail passes. So she's currently my hero in all of this of purchasing rail rail passes on Amtrak where you get in like 30 days you get 10 different legs and you can go anywhere. And she's traveled, like she's gone to Connecticut. Like she'll just do weekend things. So like when she's off work, she'll go she went up to Connecticut, and I think she went down to South Carolina. And with how easy it was, I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know. I've taken the train before. I don't know. Whatever. I was resistant to it before, but now I am like 100% on board with getting a rail pass and doing like weekend stints, going to see. I want to go up to Maine. I want to like go do some things. So I think I might jump on board. I don't need like, well, if it was a longer trip, like a 3 hour trip was totally fine. If it was a longer trip, I would definitely splurge for like the little roomette. So I wouldn't have to sleep where there were a bunch of people. That doesn't make me feel comfortable. But yeah, so I would definitely splurge on a roomette. But if it was just a quick day trip thing, I would. We actually sat in the cafe car the whole time, both up and down, and that was nice because it had electricity for your gadgets. That's where I actually edited my Wednesday video. It was really nice. It was a lot of fun. All right, so I got one side done. Let's do this. I'm just gonna separate. So one side took 2 of the strips. So there we go. Yay, got a little bit of a border added. And I'm going to do the other side. And I may just go ahead, since I know it took 2 of the strips, I might just separate 2 of the strips. And I might, depending, let's see. 1 and 2. And then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'll be able to get the whole border done with just the scraps, just the leftovers. I won't even have to touch the bolt. That is super exciting. Love that, love that, love that, love that. Okay, Lulu. She drank, I don't know if you can hear it, but she drinks so loudly from the water dish. All right. So I was thinking this would be a quick sew. I'll get the borders on, and then we'll call it a day. been invited to a virtual sew. Woo. Um, and I'm excited about that. Oh, I also am going to be, a friend of mine invited me. Um, it's pretty cool. This friend I've known since I moved up to Frederick because we started, she and I and a couple of other women started the knitting sewing group that was up here in Frederick. We used to meet in, well, we started in Borders and they kicked us out because we were too loud, even though we weren't too loud. Okay, maybe we were too loud. We did laugh a lot. But we spent so much money buying like food and everything in their little cafe. But they kicked us out, so boo on them. And then we went to Barnes and Noble, and they were fine. That was fine. Um, but we moved up to Wegmans. But I haven't really knit in years. But she and I have stayed friends, and there's a retreat that's coming up, and it's a like close to home retreat, which is nice. It's a whip, like work on what you got retreat, which will be good. Uh, and so I'm gonna go do that. That's not until May, which is cool. Um, I'm interested to see like the setup. She went to the one in October and had an absolute blast. So I'm interested to see what the setup is going to be. All right. Oh, have such a good lunch. You have a great rest of your day too. Yeah. Ugh, get ready for work tomorrow. Me too. Although I work with a very global team. One of my team members um, is in Bangalore, India, and he reached out to me this morning because it's his Monday, uh, just to let me know what was happening. I kind of like having the global team. I think for sure that the wall hanging for Neon Nights, I think is definitely going to go to the fair this year. And I know I talked about the mini Blue Jay. I think she will take a trip as well. I don't remember the categories. I think if I put this as a wall hanging and that as an art piece, the legit kits, the Blue Jay as an art piece, I think that hits two categories. You can't put more than one in any single category. So I've just got to make sure I'm paying attention to what categories I enter them in. Otherwise, I get disqualified. Excuse me. All right, second side done. Shelly, I don't remember them having a kit category at the county fair. Uh, so Again, I'm not exactly sure what all of they are named, but I don't remember a kit category. Could have changed by this year. I didn't get to enter last year, so it could be a new one, a new category this year. Okay, so then we got the border there. We got the border down here. Now we're going to add it to the side, but I'm going to trim this up. So that's a good call out, though. We'll have to pay attention because yeah, they could have a kit category, which I really think they should because it's just the kit. It's just a different thing when you're doing it from a kit. You're following. I don't know. It's just different, and that's from someone who loves to sew kits. I don't think it should be in the same category as somebody doing their own pattern or whatever. That's just my own personal opinion on the matter. Oh no! I really, I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. I really like cherrywood fabrics. The feel of the linen feel, or the rough cotton, or whatever, I don't know, raw cotton, whatever it is they use as their base. I love the feel of it. It feels so good. It sews so nice. That's why I like kits too. Yeah, Shelly. That's why I like kits. Having had the YouTube channel now and have created my own patterns and have picked different fabrics, especially the New York Beauty, I feel a lot more comfortable pulling fabrics and pulling colors together than I did before. But I I still like taking the advice of the person who created it. Good morning. We've got two Shelleys now. Good morning, Shelly Sews. Okay. Oh, Marianne, yeah. So I'm talking about cherrywood fabrics, and you guys might not even know what they are. They are obviously a fabric company, and they hand dye their fabrics. And I don't know how to really explain it better than that. They always have a yearly challenge with a colorway, and the challenge is always shown at quilt shows throughout the year. Like last year was poppies, and they were at QuiltCon. This year, well, I can't remember. It was like, I think it was like a sea color. Can't remember, but they've done like Wicked. They've done this colorway for Princess Diane. They're really cool. Cool. Check them out. They're like cherrywoodfabrics.com. Like them a lot. Love the feel. They are a little bit more expensive because they are doing the hand dyeing and small dye lots. Uh, you will see some variation even within the same dye lot that you have because it's all hand dyed and uh, that's the fun. Kind of the mottled variation. This this whole thing is cherry wood, so like the onyx is all cherry wood, and the pink and yellow, and you can just see, and it's subtle. If you get, from like I think these were 2 yard cuts for the pink, purple, and the green. It's subtle throughout one dye lot, but I really like that it gives it more character. And they're a pretty cool company. They've done stuff with the So Yeah company. They've done stuff with Legit Kits. They just don't have the same color range as Kona Cottons. So the Legit Kits that they did, the mushrooms, um, which I thought was beautiful because I love mushrooms, um, wasn't as the color variation wasn't as wide as using the Kona cotton, but I think the fabric is 1,000 times cooler. So you got to think of that too. Oh, it's been an hour. Telling us to stand up. And do some stretches. While you're standing up and doing some stretches, throw a thumbs up in there. I know the Mid Atlantic region is getting ready for a big old snowstorm Wednesday through Friday, like 6 inches of snow or more. But I have started thinking about what the spring is going to bring. Have you all started doing any planning for vacations or anything for this year? I've got that May retreat that I'm going to do. And I think I would really like to do the train ride up to Maine. I think that would be a lot of fun. Oh, Crystal's doing Virginia Beach in April. Oh, are you doing Road to Virginia? Is that what's happening in April? I think that's happening in April. I've been thinking about that too, because I'm not going to get to the Mid Atlantic show. That's in Norfolk at the end of the month. But road to Richmond, Road to Virginia. uh, I might be able to swing. No, but I could be convinced. Yeah. See, there we go. I should try to get a meetup in if everybody goes to Road to Virginia. I think it's going to be very peoply, but it would be fun to meet some folks because I will never. There is a very slim chance I will ever get out to Road to California. So I love that they have a East Coast version, and it's so close. That's only a couple hours away from me. So. Oh, it's a timeshare week. Oh, very cool. Oh yeah, gonna have definitely enough to finish this border out. So now that I'm at the end here, start talking about what we've got planned. When I say we, I mean me for the rest of the week. I am going to get back into working on the 1718 coverlet, which was a project that I was working on, a labor of love that I was working on from a book about this cover. It was called a coverlet because there was no batting, or well, it's British, so there was no wadding in between the layers. And it was a all silk top. And it was done in 1718, and they know that because the artist put the date on it. And I had started working on that last year. And I was having some frustrations because EQ8 is an amazing tool, but sometimes it likes to be a bum. And oh, I have a piece of thread. And I was having frustrations with writing the so the original 1718 coverlet was done with kind of an applique EPP thing going on, and I'm rewriting all of the patterns, all of the blocks that she did, all like 180 blocks, as FPP patterns. And I was absolutely tore through the really simple blocks, the ones that were very geometric. Tore through those. Started having some issues when I got to starting to work with the shapes, the different shapes, like the fleur-de-lis and the little lady and all that kind of stuff. EQ8 gets persnickety, and I was at the time feeling defeated. Was definitely feeling defeated. But now that I've started also using Quilt Assists, or Quilt Assistant, I think I'm going to go back in and I'm going to start reworking some of those shapes that were driving me to distraction that I was using EQ8 for. And I'm going to see if using the Quilt Assistant makes those shapes a lot easier. And then I'll get back into finishing that. Again, total labor of love. It's a big quilt. It has a lot of blocks, but I do want to finish it up and get the rest of the pattern pieces out and available for everybody. Pups are messing around. Oh, Crystal's going to Embrilliance. Embrilliance. Hello, Fret. Hello, Mama. You gotta lay down if you're gonna be over there. Embrilliance Retreat in Baltimore. Oh, that's something I'll have to look into. I love Baltimore. I love living this close to Baltimore. No, 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 no. You can't sleep on this, Fred. You gotta sleep over there. Crazy cat. Fret is the mama cat, and she never makes an appearance. So the fact that she climbed up here is pretty crazy. But she's also trying to get in my way. Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna try to get back into the groove of things on Wednesday nights or Thursday mornings, having the coverlet be the video. I did start a new improv class. I'm doing a musical improv class, which is kind of fun, kind of crazy. I can't sing for crap, but the great thing is with improv, not being able to sing well is just as funny. So it'll be fine. And that's Wednesday nights. So it'll depend, what it looks like with work and with creating the video. If I can do the video on like Monday and Tuesday and then edit it on Wednesday before class, then I should still be able to hit that schedule, which would be cool because it's a schedule now I'm used to. All right, so there we go. I'm going to save the rest of this strip for binding. And I've got to iron, obviously. It's all flipped over. But I've got the border on. So there we go. I'm going to bind it in the black. So, and I've got black batting coming. So I've got a little bit of a wait for that to finish. That's okay. I'm really bad about getting things quilted anyway, but I'm excited. It's so pretty. It's so pretty, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. I love the colors. I did not go into it thinking it was the green, the black, and the pink, that it was going to turn out quite so wicked. But I think it's different enough that it doesn't give complete wicked vibes. And all right, so I'm also thinking that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do another 2 blocks. I'm going to do the Dusty Rose, Dusty Rose, and the Sparkling Star, and I'm going to do a zipper pillow with one block on both sides of the pillow. I think I talked about that last week, maybe Wednesday in my video, but I think I am going to go ahead and do that because it's so pretty. And I haven't done a zipper pillowcase yet, so that'll be fun. But I think that's going to be the plan after I get this all quilted and bound and hanging at my workplace. That's the goal, is to have it hanging at the workplace. All right. Well, that is it for my Sunday brunch today. I want to thank everybody so much for coming and hanging out. Let me make sure. Yeah, the doggies are living their best lives in the background. They are so silly. Our 12-year-old acts like she's a 4-year-old, like the other one. The goofballs. Yeah, definitely stay dry, stay safe. We definitely had a lot of accidents around the neighborhood yesterday with all the rain, so please be safe out there. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and I look forward to seeing you this week, and then back again next Sunday for whatever nonsense I get into. We'll see. It's always an adventure to see what I'm gonna do. Talk to you all soon. Bye now. Where do you think you're going?